Welcome back to the second game of Skirmish in Jyväskylä during the first season of Silver Age. This round we have Dorinthea facing up against Dash. Dorinthea will be swinging a sword, asking the question, how much are you willing to block? And potentially following up with attack reactions to sneak through the hits that are so critical for the Dawnblade to do its magic. The second hit each turn will put a +1 counter on Dawnblade. And the first hit each turn will allow the weapon to attack an additional time. Dash, on the other end, is a very aggressive deck that will use boost attacks that banish a card from the top of the deck to get a go again. And we'll be asking the question, can you survive the onslaught? It should be noted that most, if not all, of Dash's cards will block for 3. So it's possible to do some blocking here to stop Dawnblade from hitting. But in the long term, it is doubtful that will result in a victory for Dash, since Dorinthea plays more efficiently in a back and forth situation. At least that's what we would expect. Dash gets to start with a item in the arena. Conventionally this would be Hyperdriver, which the first time each turn that an attack boosts, the Hyperdriver will remove a steam counter from itself and create a resource that can be used to pay for further attacks. But there are other options available. Potentially. Another option, aside from Hyperdriver, would be Convection Amplifier, which can give Dominate to an attack. That can be useful if you expect your opponent to be blocking a lot. Dash also generally will have 2 weapons available, 2 different options for the weapon. Talishar the Broken Blade, as we saw in the first round, wielded by Riptide, is a sword that can attack for 4, but only 3 times. Another option that is more synergistic with Dash's game plan is the Plasma Barrel Shot, which can attack by removing a steam counter. But in order to put a steam counter on it, you have to pay 2 resources. And its attack becomes stronger the more times you have boosted on that combat chain. So it can... Okay, we are seeing Talishar here, so just a simple 2 cost for attack. And there's the Hyperdriver, which can generate resources when boosting. Equipment-wise, we see blocking equipment from Dash here, Blade Beckoner equipment, and the something Embryo Base Cortex, which is simply a equipment that blocks for 2 as long as you control a Hyperdriver with Guard well. Dorinthea starting off with a pump here, lead with agility, creating an agility token, setting up for next turn. It gives the next attack +3. I expect we'll see a Dawnblade coming in here. Might as well. Okay, so here we have a go again card. Hit and run gives the next weapon attack go again. So Dawnblade is coming in for 6 go again. And should this hit, Dorinthea's ability will allow it to attack an additional time. There is a resource available for Dorinthea to make that second attack happen. So Dorinthea is asking the question, do you think I will play an attack reaction to pump this up to more than 6? Or do you think it's coming for 6 only? Dash might want to keep some cards that would be very useful for the next turn. Although, being the first turn of the game, each player will get to draw up their full hand. Thinking about blocking for 6 or 9 here. Also looking at the equipment. Going for the 9 here. So blocked for 9. That will do it, so the last card goes to Arsenal. Still, probably a satisfying start for Dorinthea with the agility token and a card in Arsenal. Now Dash has some cards that cost resources. I'm not sure if I see a 0 cost attack in this hand, so something will have to be pitched. Yeah, there was a blue throttle there. Attacking for 4, go again, and Hyperdriver triggers, refunding that 1 resource. 1 damage goes through. And here we have an attack that I don't remember exactly. I think it's coming for 6. Rev up. It's coming for 6. If it's a red one. And a second guard pitched to attack with Talishar for 4. Yes, so 1 damage went through there on the second chain link. And here we see perhaps a full block. Or blocking here with an attack reaction, taking 1 more damage. Perhaps the bolters are being held back for a potential combustible courier, which is a boost attack that you really want to block. That's a 4 cost, 4 power attack that bolters would be nice to have to defend. So the Dawnblade comes in here for 3 with go again. 2 resources available and a mystery card in the arsenal. Once again asking the question. Is this just 3? Or is this more? Dash considering some equipment blocks, perhaps. Blade Beckoner equipments, of course, block for 2 when defending a weapon attack. So we could be looking at possibly 6 block from the equipment alone here. I can't quite make out if the Iron Song response that was blocked with is red or not. But giving up that card may be a tell here that there is indeed another attack reaction sitting in the arsenal. Or it could be an attempt at psychological warfare. Regardless, Iron Song response specifically requires the defending hero to have defended with a card from their hand to actually do anything at all. And against an aggro deck like Dash, that might not necessarily be the best. So the equipment covers the Dawnblade, no reactions, and that concludes the turn. Perhaps giving us a clue as to the nature of the arsenal card here. If that was an attack reaction, I think it would have been very, very fun to pump the sword, get Dorinthea trigger and attack a second time. Something to keep in mind for the future. Dash opening with a new card here from Compendium of Wraith. Teklo Trebuchet 2000, only coming in for 1, but when it attacks the next attack you boost, this combat chain gets +2. Gets covered by the bolters. And a zipper hit comes in with the resource from the hyperdriver. Pumped by the Teklo Trebuchet, it is a 7. 0 to 60 comes next after a large block on the zipper hit for 7 with an equipment and 2 cards. And here we see another block that is blocked for 4. And lastly we see the sword coming in for 4, and that goes straight through. So Dorinthea playing it rather defensively here, perhaps counting on the fact that boosting exhausts the deck quite a lot. So here we see the arsenal card. It was the Warrior's Valor here, giving a buff and the ability when this hits it gets go again to the Dawnblade. So Dawnblade is now a 6, which if it hits will get to go again. But there are no more cards here, so there's no guessing game involved in this combat chain. Simply the decision for Dash. When are we going to allow the Dawnblade to hit us a little bit, to keep enough cards to strike back and win the game? In this situation, the attack could be blocked with 2 cards, and that would be that. It will not hit, so it will not get go again, nor will it be able to attack a second time. A tempting offer, perhaps. Alternatively, one could look at the option of letting this one come through for 6 and blocking the second sword swing with for 3, preventing the +1 counter. So you could save some cards, but effectively taking 6 damage in order to do so. The texture of the hand will perhaps be the deciding factor. It's hard to see the colors of these cards, so I can't quite tell how many, if there's a lot of red or blue here. Okay, so we see a 2 block and 4 from equipment, so it's fully blocked. Dash, reserving some life total for a future turn. The recharge that was blocked with there is a 1-cost action that puts a steam counter on hyperdriver and gives the next attack you boost this turn +4. There was another recharge in hand there, and perhaps... Yes, that was a red card pitched, so the second recharge was unaffordable. 0 to 60 gets the pump. So coming in for 8 here. Yeah. And it gets 2 damage through, past 2 blocking cards. Dawnblade coming back here with a mystery card in hand. We are once again posed with a potential attack reaction. All the equipment has been used on Dash's side of the board, so now it's up to cards in hand. Dorinthea did take 2 damage to keep that card for this turn, perhaps sending a signal that this is a card that was worth keeping. Dash considering some amount of blocking. Dorinthea has access to several attack reactions that buff the attack by 3, but also an attack reaction that simply gives the attack go again and buffs the next attack. It's blocked for 3 and no reactions. Seemingly the card arsenal here is then not an attack reaction. Jumpstart comes in here for 5 go again, hitting for 2. A blue was pitched. Crankshaft is boosted from the zipper hit, putting a counter on the hyperdriver. Also coming in for 5. Blocking for 3, taking 2 damage. And we see the third and final sword swing, which gets fully blocked by equipment and a card from hand. Dorinthea sends the sword again, with the very same card from last turn, but now in the arsenal instead of the hand. Will we see a repeat of last turn's block for 3? Or is this the moment when Dash decides to accept damage and try to get there? No, we see the block for 3 here. No reactions. So we go on to the next turn. Without Talishar, it might be harder to push the same volumes of damage when pitching cards. Yellow card pitched for a jump start. 5 damage covered here by 1 card and a defense reaction for 2. Rev up coming in for 6, which is blocked for 5, getting 1 damage through. Dorinthea sends the turn back. Four cards available. It looks like we have a crankshaft and a big Bertha. I'm not sure about the colors on those. 9 cards left in Dash's deck here. Dorinthea feeling perhaps quite comfortable just blocking out for the remainder of the game here. Dash has to try to get 6 damage through before that deck is completely gone. Big Bertha comes in without boost. Dash perhaps not happy enough with this hand to fully commit to a wide comma chain. One damage came through and Arsenal was set up. So I believe Dawnblade is coming in for 6 here with a pump of some sort. Sharpened steel. Yes. Your next weapon attack this turn gets +3. This time there is 1 card in hand and 1 card in arsenal available, so pretty good chance for an attack reaction, perhaps. Dash is sitting at 20 life. And not so many cards left in the deck. Leveraging the life total and the quantity of cards in deck is critical in this moment. Towing the line between not dying to a very powerful sword and not running out of cards. No blocks, and the sword is give and go again at reaction speed. So it hit and +3. So that's 9 damage. And Blossom Spring is used for the second attack for 5 because of the one of the go again card that gives +2 to the next sword. Second hit comes through and Downblade gets a counter. Suddenly the life totals are looking a lot more even. But Dash has a full grip of cards and an arsenal, hoping to be able to apply enough pressure to push through. Dorinthea has used all their equipment. Only the 4 cards in hand available for blocking. With 1 counter left on Hyperdriver, probably we will see at least 1 card pitched to attack this turn, which makes for probably up to 4 attacks. And we are boosting. So 0 to 60 takes away the last counter on Hyperdriver and leaves behind a resource. I believe this was a yellow 0 to 60 for 3, covered up by the sharpened steel.
I'm guessing you don't run block cards, so it's you can maximum 2 cards is what you can defend.
And we have a zipper hit for 3, yeah. Outpace. Yes, that one gets 2 damage through. And the last attack for 4 was 2 damage prevented by this instant. So Dorinthea goes down to 1 life. Had there been some reds or yellows as opposed to the blues and yellows in that combat chain, perhaps Dash would have gotten through. But alas, now we are definitely running low on cards in deck, and I expect we will see quite a lot of blues this time around. Question is, are we able to send enough breakpoints to get through? Last card is boosted here, blue card pitched, so we have resources to attack with these other cards. Or no, we are missing a resource for that last attack, so won't be able to get through there. And no more cards means the sword can just attack unimpeded, so the victory goes to Dorinthea. Very close game there. We saw Dorinthea applying enough pressure to hold back the worst offense in the early game, and then committing more to defense as the game progressed. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.